Good afternoon. This afternoon we're going to have a little walk around, as you can see behind me, the Chinatown arch. We're going to have a little walk along Stowell Street, so let's begin. So how does a single street tell the story of a city? How can a quiet residential lane, one century, become a vibrant, world-famous cultural hub the next? In Newcastle upon Tyne, one street charts an extraordinary evolution, a journey that cuts through the medieval walls and connects to ancient history with modern global identity. This isn't just a road, it's a living timeline where serene monastic grounds gave way to townhouses and where boarded up buildings were reborn as the heart of a thriving community. This is a story of how a path named after a 19th century judge became one of England's most celebrated Chinatowns, crowned by the magnificent Imperial arch and guarded by ancient stone towers. This is a history of Stowell Street. Picture this, a street that for decades was literally a dead end, just a quiet row of houses, stopping abruptly at a 600-year-old defensive wall, a relic of a city, and that was once under constant threat. Now picture the same street alive with the glow of 22 ornate Chinese lanterns, the air filled with the scent of session spices, and its entrance marked by 11-metre high Imperial arch, built by craftsmen from halfway across the world. The transformation of Stowell Street from a forgotten cul-de-sac into Newcastle's bustling Chinatown is one of the most dramatic stories of urban reinvention in the north of England. It is a tale of how a community against the odds turned a cheerless and derelict part of the city into a trademark cultural celebration. To find Stowell Street's origins, we have to rewind to 1824. At the time, Newcastle was a city shredding its medieval skin, embracing the industrial age and expanding with a new sense of confidence. A new street was planned to cut through the historic grounds of Blackfriars Precinct and made the way from new townhouses. They called it Stowell Street, named in the honour of Sir William Scott, the first Baron of Stowell, a highly respected Tyneside-born judge whose brother, Lord Eldon, also gave his name to the city's famous Eldon Square. For the first few decades, Stowell Street was pretty unassuming. It was a respectable address, sure, where it was a path that led, well, nowhere. It terminated abruptly at the colossal stone barrier of the Newcastle town wall. This wasn't just any wall. Built during the 13th to 14th century, it was up to 7.6 metres high and stretched for 3 kilometres around the city. A formidable statement of power. By the 19th century, the threat of invasion had gone, and large sections were being demolished for progress. But the stretch bordering Stowell Street was different. It remained largely intact, a stubborn reminder of the city's embattled past. It wasn't until 1850 that a major change finally happened. A gap was carefully pierced through the wall connecting Stowell Street to Bath Lane. For the very first time, what was once a dead end was now a thoroughfare, stitched directly into the city's medieval skeleton. Today, the incredible fusion of Georgian and medieval is still there to see. The longest continuous section of Newcastle Town Wall runs along what is now the back of Stowell Street, forming the north-eastern boundary of Chinatown. Here you'll find the Herbert Tower, standing sentinel as it has for over 700 years. Nearby is the Morden Tower, which since 1964 had a new lease of life as an internationally renowned poetry venue. Walking this route, you can trace the exact line that once defined the medieval Newcastle, a powerful, tangible link to the city's deep history, all the while standing in the heart of modern Chinatown. Stowell Street's transformation in the cultural heart of the northeast Chinese community didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual process. built on the hopes of immigrants who had been making their home in the region since the 1940s. The very first Chinese restaurant in Newcastle, the Marlborough Craft, actually opened on Scotswood Road back in 1949. For decades after, Stowell Street itself remained quiet, largely forgotten part of the city. By the 1970s it was known as a drab, cheerless street lined with boarded up and derelict buildings. The real catalyst for change arrived in 1978. That year, the Wing Hong Chinese supermarket, which had been founded by a former seaman named Peter Chang on Westgate Road, took a huge gallon. It relocated to the rundown Stowell Street, becoming the very first Chinese business to establish itself there. It was a truly bold move. At the same time, the street was so neglected it didn't have streetlights. Soon after, Chang opened his own business, which would later become the famous Palace Garden restaurant. His pioneering vision has led many to call him the founder of Newcastle's Chinatown. There was the spark that ignited the flame. Other businesses saw potential. While a couple of restaurants, the Jade Garden and Ming dynasties, had opened nearby in 1974, the arrival of the supermarket and Peter Chang's new venture created a centre of gravity. Soon they were joined by others like the Dragon House, King Neptune and the Mandarin. In 1979, the North East Chinese Association was founded, establishing its headquarters here, cementing Stowell Street as an undeniable centre of Chinese life in the region. By the early 1980s, the name was official. This area was now widely known as Newcastle's Chinatown. The shift was so profound that in 1988 a master plan for the district allowed businesses to display signs in both English and Chinese, a simple but powerful acknowledgement of the street's new identity. 20 years later, in 2008, the standard streetlights were replaced with 22 beautiful traditional-style Chinese lanterns, casting a warm glow over the street that had once defined by the shadows. And this is where they cut through the wall at the end of Stowell Street into Bath Lane. As we sit in this little garden at the end of Stowell Street, the story of Stowell Street is testament to the communities that can reshape a city's landscape from the ground up. If you enjoyed discovering this piece of Newcastle's hidden history, make sure to subscribe for more stories like this, and let us know in the comments below your favourite restaurants or memories of Stowell Street. There's one symbol that captures the pride and permanence of Newcastle Chinatown. It's a magnificent Imperial Chinese arch, standing 11 metres high at the northern end of Stowell Street. Its breathtaking structure serves as the official gateway to the district. Getting the arch built was a story in itself, a testament to the community determination. Planning began in 2000, but fundraising was a challenge. Still, the community and its partners persevered, raising sufficient funds to make a dream a reality. The design was led by Yonglai Zhang, who held extensive consultations to ensure the arch was not just authentic, but also a reflection of life in the northeast. In October 2004, a team of specialist craftsmen from Jiangsu Classical Garden Construction Company in China, Jiangxing Province, arrived in Newcastle. For 4 months. They meticulously assembled the arch piece by piece. Finally, on February the 21st, 2005, the Imperial arch was officially opened. The design is rich with symbolism. The roof is adorned with intricate carved dragons and phoenixes, while two formidable stone guardian lions protect the community at its base. And its unique touches, it features several panels decorated with themes celebrating Tyneside, seamlessly blending Chinese tradition with Geordie identity. It is more than an entrance, it is a declaration of belonging, a symbol of good fortune and a permanent landmark signifying that Chinatown is an integral part of Newcastle's story. Beyond the arch, Stowell Street is a fascinating blend of eras. The original 1824 houses still stand, though the ground floors now house bustling Chinese restaurants. On the corner, you'll find a distinctive Rosie's Bar, a located listed building from 1890. This unique mix of architecture, medieval, Georgian, Victorian and modern Chinese, is what makes a walk down Stowell Street such a unique experience. So from a residential path cut through a monastery grounds to a dead-end street halted by a medieval wall, and finally to one of England's most beloved Chinatown, Stowell Street's journey is nothing short of remarkable. It's a story how a neglected corner of the city was infused with new life and a new identity, all through the vision and resilience of an immigrant community. Today the street stands as a vibrant celebration of culture, history and food. It's where the ancient stones of a 13th century town wall meet the ornate dragons of the 21st century Imperial Arch. It's a place where a legacy of a Tyneside judge converses with a legacy of Chinese sailors, chefs and entrepreneurs. More than just a collection of restaurants or supermarket, Stowell Street is a symbol of Newcastle itself, a city that honours its deep history while boldly embracing the community that shaped its future. It's a living, breathing archive and a powerful reminder that a street is never just a line on a map, it's the heart of a community story. I hope you enjoyed that little walk along Stowell Street. If you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell for future videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.